BNI Pinehills Partners and guests. Just want to thank everybody for coming today. As most of you know, we've decided to postpone the regular agenda for our meeting in lieu of Lisa Mullen's passing. Thought it'd be a good idea if we, people mourn individually, and it's always good to mourn collectively, especially when you're part of a group. So, that being said, what we've decided to do is start off with a moment of silence today in memory of Lisa. And then what I'll do is I'll hand the microphone over to Steve Trifletti, and he's going to start, make a few comments. We'll start a remembrance and just work our way around the room with the microphone. Don't feel obligated to speak, but a lot of you have known Lisa for a long time, a lot longer than I have. I think she's part of the group for 5 years. So if you'd like to say something, how Lisa affected your life in a positive way, this would be a great time to do that. If you're a new member and you didn't know Lisa very well, like I said, don't feel obligated to speak. What we decided from a membership committee and leadership team point of view is to give this videotape, which David Jaley's been nice enough to offer to do for us, to Bill Mullen, Lisa's husband, so he can reflect back on it and see how people were affected by Lisa in the course of her life and by knowing Lisa. So that's going to be done. We've collected some donations at the front. We appreciate everybody who donated. That money will go to one of Lisa's charities, so everybody knows where that's going. And then if there's nothing else to be said in front of the group, then we'll break the meeting off by having Mike Lincoln give a positive quote, and then feel free to stick around and mingle, okay? So that being said, this time let's have a moment of silence. This time I'm going to hand the microphone to Steve.
Thanks, Bill. So for those of you who are here, you won't hear the mic, but it's just for the video so that when we give this as a gift to Lisa's husband, family, and friends, they'll be able to hear what all of you would like to have them know about your relationship or your feelings about Lisa. And I'm going to begin by also inviting everyone to say something and to let everybody know in the room who you are and how you happen to be here. And it's so wonderful to see so many past members of the BNI chapter as well as current members. So I'm going to start. I'm Steve Trifletti, and I'm a member. I've been a member from the start of the BNI chapter, and I'm past president. And I didn't know Lisa until I joined BNI. And so, I have been blessed and enriched by getting to know her not only as another BNI member, but as a friend. Unfortunately, I got to know her very well as a referral. I had the opportunity to refer her to my house as well as to my business because I had casualty losses. But Lisa was always great and responsive and very helpful in that way. But BNI is not a buyer's club, and so I got to know Lisa in other ways, notably as a member of the leadership team with her. She was vice president of the chapter, and she put a lot of time into helping to make this chapter grow and be the great chapter that it is today, and we owe her a lot of thanks for that. We had it was a lot of hard work, but a lot of laughs along the way. But today, when I thought about what I wanted to say to all of you here and to her family and friends, would be that for me, Lisa's greatest contribution, we talk about giver's gain, and so I made some referrals to Lisa, but I got so much more back from her. And the reason is because she was a leader in her own right, and it was her compassion, her caring, and her charitable giving that really struck me. And there were a couple examples. There was one time when Lisa spoke at the meeting, and she said about how she she had a family member or a friend, and it really doesn't matter. I don't remember all the details. I just remember that she really cared about this person, and she flew down to Pennsylvania. She shared that with us. She asked us to consider helping to donate for this person who was in need, and I thought that was really wonderful for her to step up to the plate and do that. But then more notably and closer to us, when our director, Carol DiMaggio, who's here today, was experiencing some medical issues, it was Lisa who contacted us, and I remember her contacting me directly saying, can you help out? Would you be willing to make a donation? And I remember thinking at the time, what a wonderful opportunity it is to try to help someone else from BNI to help Carol, and how Lisa really gave us the gift by stepping up to the plate, taking a leadership role, collecting donations so that when there was an event for Carol, it was very successful. And I was grateful for Lisa to step in and do that, because she gave me the opportunity to be helpful in another way that I might not otherwise have had Lisa not done that. So thanks so much to Lisa for touching my life and touching our life. And thanks for everybody being here today.
Good morning, group. Buddy McDonald from the Alpha One Flight School. And I'd like to just step on a little bit of what, or continue on a little bit of what Steve said, my remembrances of Lisa through the BNI group. And I think if we went around and we started talking either politics or religion or some other subject, we would all have differing opinions. But one thing that we have as a commonality here as a group is that we come here to work, we come here to help ourselves, and as Steve articulated with Lisa, we help ourselves to help others, whether it be family or whether it be those around us, as Lisa had done. And in particular, I think it was her niece that had taken ill with a stroke, and she was right there for the family trying to help out, donations and caring, and that's typical of what we saw with Lisa in the forefront. So may she rest in peace, and God bless her family.
Good morning, group. Tom Murray from With Integrity Wealth Management. I had the pleasure of sitting next to Lisa during one of her 8-minute presentations, and she confided in me that even though she had been in the group for some time, she still was nervous doing her 8 minutes, and she thought, wondered whether she had prepared enough, and I just tried to reassure her. I said, I know you'll do just fine, which she did. Other than that, I would just say that she was always kind, very enthusiastic, a positive person, and it was really a pleasure to know her. So I'd just like to extend my condolences to her family.
Lauren Backen CPA. I met Lisa when I first joined Pinehills Partners, and come to find out that we were neighbors that lived just about a block away from each other in our neighborhood in Plymouth. So we invited Bill and Linda over to our fire one night, and we're sitting around talking, and come to find out, Bill says, hey, you're from Braintree, right? I said, yeah, I'm from Braintree. He goes, so am I. He said, what class? I said, Class A. And he said that his sister had graduated in that class too, and her name was Patty Mullen. I said, yeah, I know her. And so we had a commonality. So after that, we always called each other neighbors. So the one thing that I do remember about Lisa is everywhere I saw her, wherever it was, whether it was in the store or whatever, I always got a big hug. So I give my sympathies to Bill, and Bill, I'm here for you right around the corner if you need me.
Hi, my name is Nancy O'Keefe, and I'm a past member of this chapter, and it was so nice to be invited back to take part in this. Lisa was the very first person that came up to me when I joined BNI to welcome me into the group and help show me the ropes. She was always friendly and open and seemed to have all the answers you needed and was very willing to give them and help out. I had breakfast with her at T-Bones and many of others of you many times. Those were good times, and I will always cherish them. And Bill, wonderful woman, we will never forget her.
Wrestling Brewster, I also am a former member of this group, and we recently had a meeting at T-Bones, and I was walking in, and Lisa was there for breakfast by herself, And she said, what are you doing here? And I said, oh, our meeting's here. And she goes, you left our group? She marches into the meeting and goes, you stole our wrestling. You're very bad. She always had that energy, and she always had, the smile and the niceness. You meet people every day, and she's one of those people that when you met her, she was outgoing, she was smiling, she was up, and always one of those people that you enjoyed meeting. And condolences to the family.
Hi, everybody. Mary Provo. I've only known Lisa for a short time. I joined the group about 6 months ago, and she was very welcoming to me. Just made me feel very comfortable in speaking with the group. Just sat by my side a few times, and we had a few laughs. Saw her out a few places at Waterfront, and again, she always gave me a big hug every time I saw her. So I'd just like to say, my condolences to the family. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Matt Muratori. March 1st, I'll be here 5 years as well, as some of you. But I think, David, if you could just take a picture of the whole room. Just get a panoramic view of the whole room. This is Lisa. She is, and anybody who's been the vice president before, a president knows, the vice president does all the work. They do all the work. And she was the original. And she was the one that put all this together and did all this work for all of us. She was a friend to all of us. She was very compassionate. I remember marching in parades. And Lisa will be out there by T-Bones waving, coming out and giving me a hug. I'm going to miss those. But it's a lesson learned for all of us, I think, today. Life is precious. We need to embrace every single day of it. And Lisa has lived life like we should all live it, with respect, kindness, and caring. Godspeed, Lisa.
Renee Nardo. I am one of the original members of this group, so I've known Lisa for quite some time. Lisa was such a generous person. I know everyone's going to say that, but I mean, she really, truly, really, truly was. And just an amazing free spirit. When we'd go to see, we'd go to Rockabilly Brunch. She was always the first one out on the dance floor with me. Didn't matter that no one else was there. She didn't care. And just, she had such a joy for life, and just such a fun, wonderful person. I'm going to miss her terribly. And God bless Bill. I'm so sorry for your loss. I mean, all of us are feeling it right now. Thanks.
My name is Sharon Riley, and I am as well a past member of this group. And she was also the very first person when I walked in a room full of, I think it was, I don't even know how many people. I was scared to death. I walked in the room, and she was the first person that came up, introduced herself, and made me feel so comfortable and so welcomed that I was instantly a member of the group, and I knew I was going to join the minute I walked in the door. She was made me join and be a part of the membership team, I believe, and she was very much a get-it-done kind of person, and I'm a very much a get-it-done kind of person, so we really got along very well, and I really hope she rests in peace.
Good morning. I also am a past member. To reflect on Matt, I used to look at Lisa and say, wow, she has so much to do. You know, she was definitely a get-it-done person, but also a compassionate person. I had been on bed rest, I think, for 3 to 5 months. And who but Lisa on my doorstep to come and see me and visit me and comfort me. And just a very loving, compassionate person, and I'm greatly going to miss her.
Good morning. I'm a former original member, so I've known Lisa for 5 years. And in walking through the room today, what I tribute. It's, like Matt said, this is what it's all about. Professionally, she was an outstanding professional. And I say that because she helped out and went above and beyond for many of my clients. As a person, what I will remember the most of her is that little sparkle she had in her eyes. Do you guys remember? She had that shine in her eyes every single day. And I enjoy very much our breakfasts at T-Bones. She talked tremendously about her trip to Hawaii with her husband that she enjoyed so much. And as of late, I hung around with her and told me all about her rescue cats and how much she loved them. And very sorry to hear about her passing, and my prayers with all the family.
Good morning. I'm Dawn. I'm a Madonia. I'm glad everyone came. I'm a founding member as well, so I've known Lisa for 5 years. This is really difficult, not one for these kind of talks, but she just always lightened the room up, and I knew I was going to cry. I'm going to miss her a lot. She's done so much for me, just from the goodness of her own heart. She never even wanted anything more than just feeling satisfied that she helped me out. I did love how she was always honest. I never knew she never sugarcoated anything. That was probably the most thing I loved about her more than anything. Rest in peace, Lisa. You will be missed.
Thanks, Donna. It's Bob Hollis. I'm also an original member, past member. And I did consider Lisa a friend. That's probably the biggest compliment I can say. She was a true friend. I saw, like everyone else has said, how hard she worked. At the same time, how much fun she made it. And I saw the compassion. And I think the biggest tribute I can give to Lisa was she helped me to live in the now. I'm really someone that's always living. I'm driven. I'm looking ahead. She made me realize that you have to enjoy life today. And that's probably the best message that she can bring you.
Good morning, Mike Lincoln. First, I've known Bill for a long time, almost 30 years. And Bill, we're all here for you. Just let us know and we'll help. And I've known Lisa a long time. And it really hasn't set in yet, to be honest. I'm still in shock. Lisa was one of the kindest, gentlest, most giving souls I've met. One of those people that maybe the earth is too cruel for, and that's why God takes them soon. I don't know. But as you've heard, and we're all here, she helped a lot of people. She was always giving. And just one of those people that you're so proud to know and so happy that she was part of our life. Just remember that, and Lisa, we love you and we're going to miss you.
My name is Fang Zili. I'm the Taijin Qigong with Fang Association. I'm also the regional Pinehills BNI members, so I know her 5 years now, I guess. When she's vice president, I'm the timekeeper, so be with her that year, working with the team together will be such a wonderful team leadership together. She always very positive energy. And then she said to me, "Fang, I like you, Fan, do I just like blah, blah, blah." I said, wow, because she's that kind of energy person. So we match very well together. Now after that, we will sometimes build our friendship, not just a team leadership, friendship with Lisa. I don't know how to say. I just, when Saturday I see the Facebook, very shocked. Now I cannot see the Facebook anymore because she's that kind of person. How can just that? So just like Barbara Holly say, give us love
tell your family how much you love them and your friends together. So Bill will love you. Will tell us whatever you need.
Hi, everyone. I'm Donna Fernandez, prior member of BNI. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm honored to be here for Lisa. She would call me out of the blue. Sometimes we just talk for hours. I haven't been a member for a little bit, but Lisa was very close to my heart, always will be. I loved her. I have a sister by that name, so every time I think of my sister, I think of Lisa. And we'll all miss her.
Hi everyone, I'm Rhonda Bishop. I am, I guess, one of the original subs for BNI back 5 years ago. And Lisa, yes, was one of the first people that came up to me also. And same as everyone's memories, she's just such a vivacious, sweet, caring, giving person. And yes, we should live every day to our fullest because we don't know what is going to happen. I mean, this was just so random, and it's so sad, and I'm so sad for you, Bill, too.
Good morning, everyone. Ian Kemp, Hot Locks. Actually, I was one of the original visitors 5 years, but I've known Lisa a little bit longer. Sonny is not with us today, and he wanted me to pass along that he knew Lisa not only as a referring partner here with BNI, but as a client. She was instrumental to Hot Locks when they had their flooding earlier last year. She was right there. He got to know her, and he truly loved her, like he likes all of you. I met Lisa more than 5 years ago, and talk about 6 degrees of separation, Laurel. Because Mullen is my maiden name, but spelt with an I, not an E. Bill and I got a chuckle out of it. And then we come to find out one of our neighbors in Milton was Bill's cousin. So it's just like, okay, so now we're sort of kind of family. Lisa, like everybody else said, she's all of us. She lived life to its fullest, and I wanted to be so much like her. Her smile lit up a room. She knew her business, and she loved every single one of you. On the wings of angels, Lisa, we miss you. God bless you, Bill.
Good morning, Carol DiMaggio. I was actually the founding director of this chapter. So a lot of you that are former members, I'd like to say, why are you not still members of this chapter? Because it's such a great group of people. Part of the BNI story and BNI changed my life, but it also helped change Lisa's life. And I met Lisa through Mark, who knew Lisa from watching football games down at Cabbie Shack like 6 or 7 years ago. And I had gotten to know her, and she was working in Connecticut and just driving home on weekends to be with her husband, Bill. And she said to me, gee, I'm just sick of driving to Connecticut. Do you know anybody? Well, you asked me, do you know anybody? I'm going to know everybody. So, of course, I thought of Marlon, who had the Service Master shop, because Lisa did a lot of insurance work, and I knew that she would be a good fit. And so Lisa ended up going to work for Marlon, joining BNI, and making all the relationships that she developed through here, and all of which, as you can see, continue way beyond if people have to leave BNI for whatever reason. So it just goes back to what I always say, is that you just meet the best people in the world at BNI, because they're people that truly are givers, the whole giver-gain philosophy. And then I just want to say, a year and a half ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. And there wasn't anything more that Lisa could do for me. You know, she would do whatever she could. And she suggested to my daughter, we should have a fundraiser. And I'm like, Well, I have insurance. I have a good job. Like, I kind of felt a little embarrassed about it, but I also knew I had really high deductibles and I would have a lot of medical expenses. And she got everybody together from the Pine Hills BNI, as well as other friends. And I have to say that that really has helped me through whatever treatment I needed. I never said, I can't afford that. I could always say, well, thank God we have that money that Lisa raised so I can get that extra treatment that maybe I wouldn't have been able to get. And so even a couple weeks ago, I was in the hospital for like a day, and she's calling Mark saying, Carol's in the hospital. What's wrong with Carol? You know, it's like she was on top of everybody and wanted to know how she could make everybody else better. And it's just so sad that for all that she's done for all of us, there's nothing we can do for her except for remember her and pay it forward to others and give Bill all the love and attention that we can give him for this horrible loss.
Mark Bryant. I was also an original past member, and I had left to take care of Carol when she was diagnosed originally with cancer. I could always depend on Lisa to laugh at a bad joke. She always had these little spurts of laughter. You could say anything and she'd go, ha ha ha, and that's all she needed to do. And it would just, you'd feel warm inside, and she would make you glow. And her husband, Bill, is just this big, loud teddy bear. He's the only one I'll let him kiss me on the cheek at a bar. But she was real. She was down to earth. She was true. Whatever you saw, that was Lisa. She hid nothing. Take me as I am, or don't take me. Thing is, everybody took her because she was such a wonderful, wonderful person. A couple weeks ago, I met up with her, and I told her that Carol's cancer had resurfaced. And she started crying. I said, don't worry. You know, she did this before. We'll get through it again. So last Sunday, Carol's taking a nap on the couch, and her phone starts to ring. And I said, well, we're not going to bother Carol right now because the phone's ringing. Stopped ringing. Right away, it started ringing again. And I looked, and it was Lisa calling her. So I texted Lisa, and I still have the text on my phone. And I said, what's up? She said, just looking to tell Carol that we love her. That's who she was. Bill, we love you. We're sorry.
Debbie Yingling with Wrinkle Paramedic with Jaffa Cosmetics. And good news is that Lisa's not going to need to worry about any wrinkles right now. I'm so thankful that I had a chance to meet Lisa. She worked for Service Master, and as everybody has said, she was one who gave her life in service to everybody else. And it's a reminder to all of us to do the same, to be in service for one another and consider the needs of others more important than ourselves, because she clearly did that in all that she did. And although we traveled in different circles, I'm praying for the family and for Bill, and I just wish you all comfort and peace during this difficult time. Thank you.
It's good to see everybody. I'm sorry it's such a sad occasion, but Lisa and I met here at BNI as well. I went to another chapter when I moved further down the Cape. And what I remember most about Lisa is, of course, her generosity. But she was so loving to her family and her niece, Rachel, who was ill down in Pennsylvania. And I sat with Lisa a few times alone at T-Bones, and she talked to me in depth about the situation there and how now that her niece was getting married and doing better, and she was so excited for the wedding to come up, I know that she'll be there with Rachel on that day. And Rachel has said some things on Facebook about how wonderful she was, and there's no real, everybody talks about people when they die and how great they were, but Lisa was really great. She was very supportive of me being a single mother with my kids, and gave me some ideas, and just did a lot of chit-chatting with me about things like that. We had a lot of fun at T-Bones at the Rockabilly brunches. We used to dance together all the time, and nobody could dance like Lisa. She was like Elaine on Seinfeld, and she just went out there, and she was great. But she was a great person, and I'm really appreciative to Steve and Donna for reaching out to me to let me know about today, because Bill, you're a great guy, and you deserve all the support you can get, and obviously all of Lisa's friends are here with you as well.
Good morning. I'm Melanie Rubini from Rubini Dental, and I also had the opportunity to meet Lisa the very first BNI meeting I was at, and I just was overwhelmed with how friendly she was the first time I met her. And then I had the privilege of getting to know Lisa a little bit more, and her husband Bill, when they both became patients of mine. And I would look down the schedule, and when I would see Lisa in the schedule, it was just like a ray of sunshine after a long day, which they can get to be in the afternoon. And I hardly knew Lisa, but what sticks most in my mind is that once you met her, you would have thought we'd been friends for a lifetime. And what a great gift that is. So thoughts and prayers are with your family.
Good morning, everyone. Norm DeCoste. Thanks for coming, everybody. It's great to see a lot of former members, past visitors. We appreciate you coming. What I loved about Lisa was that she was from Philly, but she was such a huge Pats fan. That was so cool. I thought it was very unique because Philly fans are very passionate about their sports, and she was just such a big Pats fan. And as a lot of you know, when she was VP, I took over for her, and during that transition, we got to spend a lot of time together, whether it was breakfast at T-Bone's, drinks down the waterfront, and I relished those moments. I cherished them. They were such a great time. Anytime my phone would ring, between 9 and 10 o'clock at night, it was usually Lisa. I could count on that. Whenever it rang that late, it was Lisa. And a lot of times we just talk about BNI. Sometimes she needed to vent, and I was always willing to listen to her. I don't regret that at all. You know, it was always good to talk to her. But what I remember the most is the way she ended every conversation. She would always say, "Have a good night, my friend." I'm going to miss that.
Good morning, all my BNI friends. Donna Mercer, a former member here. Lisa, you're going to be sadly missed. And Bill, I only met you a couple of times, and I wished I had met you many more times. I know where to find you, downtown with all our group, at Rockabilly, etc. I know Lisa lived her life with passion. And I think I'm a person of very strong faith. I just lost a very close family member, and I know that Lisa is fine. Lisa's in heaven. It's us feeling the pain of missing her and losing her. And we're all together to share this and mourn and just have great memories of Lisa and the passion that she had for her life. We all loved you. God bless.
Good morning, Craig Wooster from CWJ Landscaping. Nice to see everybody here. Not in this situation, needless to say. Lisa was one of my first one-on-ones. She was a pistol. I mean, I'm sitting around talking to this woman, and she's like cursing and swearing, and I'm like, who is this person that I'm just meeting? But you know, she was great, and you know, she was wanting to know what we were doing and so on. And I told her that we plowed snow, and she goes, "Well, you know, my husband decides to go away every time it snows. He says, I'm going to fix his wagon, and you'll be plowing." So needless to say, that year we plowed her driveway every time it snowed. But you know, she was always funny. She was always happy, and she was great. I mean, I don't know a person that you could ever not fall in love with. You know, she's really just a super person. So Bill and extended family, peace be with you. She was a great woman. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kim Canducci with Client Marketing Power, and I did not know Lisa as well as apparently almost everybody in this room knew her better than I did, unfortunately, and now I understand what an opportunity I missed in not getting to know her better. When I first joined the group, when you're joining a big group of people, you don't know anybody, and you don't know your way around. And she almost immediately invited me to go to T-Bone's for breakfast. And I didn't know people went to T-Bone's for breakfast. And that was an opportunity to get to know her a little bit more. But I never forgot that overture she made to me made me feel part of the group when I was really brand new. And I think as in closing, I think we should all be so lucky to have so many people care so deeply about us when it's our turn to pass on. And I think that's really the big takeaway here. There's so much love and appreciation for who she was that I think that's a great legacy to leave for anybody.
Good morning, BNI. Alex Price. I've only been a member for a couple months, so I didn't have the pleasure of knowing Lisa, like everyone else in this room. What I will say, and what I do remember is one of the first meetings I was here, I was on my way out the door, and Lisa was outside, and I had the pleasure of having a conversation with her. And you can tell a lot from a first impression. And one of the things that I will say is she's one of the most genuine people I've ever met. It made me feel really welcome, really warm. And I'm not surprised of all the good things that I'm hearing right now, and I'm really sorry to hear about your loss, Bill, to you and your family. And rest in peace, Lisa. You will be missed. Sorry.
Hi, Shelmia Clary. So I'm a massage therapist, and Lisa has seen me a few different times. And I knew if she called me, she was desperate. Because she was definitely a caretaker, and she put herself last. And I doubt any of you guys even had any idea how much pain she was always in. So I knew that if she called me, she could barely move. One of the last times I worked on her, you know, she, like I say, she was really bad. And she cursed me, swore at me, told me how tomorrow morning at BNI she was going to tell everybody how wretched of a person I was for hurting her so much. But it's like we needed to get through to be able to make her feel better. So I didn't listen to her, and I didn't care if she cursed me. And then the next morning she sang my praises, and she was just very genuine and really sweet. And I thought that was really great. And she'll still be my favorite client that swore at me the most. And I love her. I miss her. She was an extremely compassionate, amazing person. She would talk about how much she loved her niece and her crazy kittens that were scratching her up from head to toe. It's so beautiful to see everybody that's here to support her. And I can't say anything more. Thank you. Sorry, Bill, I never met you, but I'm sorry because she was awesome.
Sal Ollier. I, too, are one of the founding members here. And it's just great to see everybody here. The great thing about BNI, it's a brotherhood. You know, it's a fraternity, it's a sorority, that whether you're a former member, current member, you know, wanting to join, we're all here together as a group. And aside from all the characteristics that everyone has mentioned so far, the best one that I loved about Lisa was her fieriness. I mean, she had a fierce competitive nature about her that we got in some conversations about business and loans and BNI, and I'm like, yeah, Lisa, let's go, you know. It was just awesome to have those conversations with her. She, as much loving she was with her eyes, you get her going, man, those eyes will pop out like headlights, and she was off to the races. So that was one of the characteristics that I really loved about her, was her competitiveness. And, you know, as a client, I can't say enough about Bill and Lisa. One of the things I think we as a group that I know from experience that we need to support Bill. The toughest thing about this time for him is being alone. So maybe we can go have a couple of beers with him, maybe bring some food over to the house. I think that's really important for us. So again, Bill, our condolences, and we love her. Thank you.
Good morning. Ed Martell with the UPS Store. I've been a member of the BNI group for almost 4 years now, and Lisa was VP when I joined. And I used to have a really tough time, you know, walking into a room and talking with a lot of people that I didn't know. Well, Lisa was the one that, you know, she would come up and talk, and she was really great to, she made me feel comfortable, made me feel really comfortable. And, you know, any of the after-hours events, she was one of the first people that I would go up and talk to because she was just great that way. And I think that we're all much better off having known Lisa. So may she rest in peace. God bless.
Good morning. I'm Jim Pavlik, and I guess I've known Lisa through the group here for about 3 or 4 years now. And I would just, you know, pretty much reiterate what everyone else has said. I just found her to be very warm and personable and cheery. Much like Ed was saying, any social event or any time I'd see her out around town, she was always quick to give me a hug and, say hello. So I'm going to miss that. Rest in peace, Lisa, and God bless.
Hi, I'm Malcolm Lorente. I learned to be an English teacher. In fact, when I was in the service, they had to write something. They'd say, "Go get Lieutenant Words. We've got to make a report here." And when I heard Lisa had passed, I had no words whatsoever. I just was at a complete loss. I had a one-to-one with her at the Pine Hills BNI Annex, T-Bones, right? And I left there thinking, what a great person. Everyone's said how nice she was and everything. And I think the best way we can honor her and be true to ourselves is to be to the other people in this group and everywhere else the way she was to us. And to try to hold her as an example to strive to be like. I can't think of anything else that would be better, that would honor her more. And I just hope that, Bill, you make it through okay, because if she loved you, you must be a great guy.
Good morning, everyone. Franz Millette Development. I guess, like a lot of people here, I've only been a member for 5 to 6 months, but she was one of the people who came up to me and was really nice to me right in the beginning. And I'm a first-time BNIer, so that was pretty important to me. So she was very helpful, and I know she loved her job, and I think it's indicative because she was helping people, and I think it's indicative of the kind of person she was. So she'll be missed.
Good morning, Dan Massey. I'm also one of the original newbies like Franz. What I can say is the first time I was here, it's always, you meet a cast of characters in life. It's a new group for me, and Lisa was one of the people that came up to me and made the introduction to a lot of people in this group, and I appreciate that. What I can say is, having lost a close friend myself recently, is we take life every moment that we can and live every day as we can. Lisa was very positive. If I could describe her, it'd be shot out of a cannon. She definitely was a ball of energy from what my short time with her. So the only thing I can say is carpe diem, seize the day, and move forward. Thank you.
Hey, Charlie Edlund, relatively new member. From what I'm hearing, if you wanted a lesson on how to live a good life and be a great person, you'd have wanted to consult Lisa. Condolences to your family.
Hey, Ross Randlett, and I've known her for 5 years through BNI, and I remember being out and you'd run into her and she'd come over. It wasn't a, hey, how you doing? She'd come over there and hug you and made you feel like you were a rock star. It's like, I must be doing all right. She just lifted you up, 10 times, however you were feeling already. And I loved hearing her talk about her love for her husband and her marriage. I admired her marriage. That's something I try to, emulate in my life. I just thought that was a powerful thing you don't hear that much anymore, and she just loved every day, so that was awesome. Sorry, Bill.
Good morning. My name's Todd. I've been a member for, like 4.5 years. I joined a few months in, and it's a great group. Everybody knows that because there's a lot more than just like the core of the BNI. There's a lot of folks in here like Jeff and Matt that do a lot for charity, and I remember I was like a newer member here, and Matt was looking for volunteers for his Alzheimer walk. So I was kind of new, and I'm like, all right, I'll volunteer. And then, you get into these things, you're like, oh, I'm not going to know anybody there. How's this going to go? And I showed up there, and Lisa was there. And she said, sit with me. And I sat with her, and the morning went like that. It was a lot of fun. And then I remember walking in my car, and I'm like, she wasn't there for thanks. She was just there because it was the right thing to do. And so many people have mentioned about her charity. And then I got reinforced later on when she had me come to her house to do some work. And her and Bill, it was a Saturday morning. They're like, oh, sit down, have some coffee, have some cookies. I had other places to be, but they wouldn't let me leave. So I had that, and I can eat a cookie or two. So I sat down and I left. And then I was like, what a great group. She's a customer, but it was much more than that. So my thoughts and prayers to Bill and all the family and friends.
Jeff Cohen, founding member, first president. BNI is all about givers gain. We all know that. We wouldn't be here in the room. And we think about it financially. We think if we're going to help people in their business, we're going to get back in our business. And it's so much more than that. The friendships you make along the way, the people in the room. I was at the Patriots game on Saturday when I got the call, and I was horrified. I didn't know. And I got the call from Deb Balboni, another press member who was in Florida. And, it got around quick through the BNI network. So, and then, you give and you gain. And I got to say, the one thing I gained about Lisa is respect. When Carol was going through her ordeal last few years, Lisa was just awesome. And I'd never seen that side of her before. She was always the first to show up for things. She was always incredibly kind and giving and warm. But I saw a new side of her at that time. She was just all over it. And, I can't say how much respect I gained for her. And it's tragic. And I feel so terrible about it. It's a huge loss. I'm so sorry.
Good morning, everyone. Tiffany Cicero, K9 Mercantile Protection Incorporated. I feel left out. I did not have the opportunity to have a one-to-one with Lisa and to know her like all of you do. But just being here and hearing all the wonderful stories melts my heart. Sorry, Bill, I have not met you either. May Lisa rest in peace, and God bless the family. And anything I can do, please let me know.
Kevin Glenn. I was on the leadership team with Lisa when she was vice president, and we worked closely together with Mike for a year. And she was very dedicated. I guess the little story is during that time, I dropped a car off over at Sullivan Tire. Vara and I decided to go over to T-Bones for a little brunch, and we got there, and there was Lisa working in the corner with piles of her slips, counting where the referrals were and where the what was how to match everybody up. And I said, it's 11:30 or it's 11 o'clock on Saturday. Why are you doing this? You crazy? And she was dedicated to the chapter, and she had a concert to go later on that afternoon with Bill. She had to keep up the spirit. So she was dedicated, a hard worker, a very wonderful person, and I was glad to know her.
Hi, I'm Matt King. I'm a recent member, so I didn't know her very well. During one of my first meetings, Lisa had her 8 minutes, and she devoted the whole thing to her niece who was ill, and that really touched me. I was really impressed by her compassion, and besides that, she was really sweet and kind to me, and I enjoyed our chats here, and I wish I had the opportunity to get to know her better.
Allison Payne, Plymouth Rehab and Healthcare Center. I didn't have many conversations with Lisa, but the one thing that I always observed that was she was so pleasant and nice and outgoing, and I kind of was jealous. I was jealous because I saw this woman who really could light up a room, and there are times as women we get jealous of others for all different various reasons, but I was just jealous of her spirit and her personality. So I wish I had more conversations with her because she sounds like she was fabulous. And so, Bill, I don't know you, but I wish you comfort and peace, and Godspeed.
Morning, BNI. Gene Dupuis. I'm a former member of BNI. I've only known Lisa through BNI, and I don't have a lot of great stories like you guys all have. She's clearly going to be missed. My brother told me something before he passed away. He was young. He said, only the good die young. And I think he had a very good point.
Good morning. I'm Brenda Curry, Executive Director for BNI Rhode Island in Southeastern Massachusetts. And I had the pleasure of working with Carol when this chapter first started. And I really enjoyed working with the core members at that time. We had a lot of fun. And I'm so proud of what this has become for all of you and all the other members that aren't here today, because I think what BNI has shown me and hopefully all of you is that we really truly are a family. And I think back to all of the times that any of us have gone through a difficult time, whether it be a death, a divorce, an illness, people come out of the woodwork. This is the greatest group of people I have ever had the privilege of working and knowing. I'm so amazed, and I'm sitting here laughing because I'm listening to all these stories and how Lisa was so fiery, and she would swear, and she would tell you straight up what was going on. But I had a different conversation with Lisa. She was elected by the leadership team to deliver a message to me. There was some concerns, and I have to say she didn't swear once. She was very polite, and she was very professional, but she made her point, and we were able to resolve the issue. So I'm really grateful for Lisa's hard work. It is not easy being the vice president, and those of you who have done it, you know how much work it can be. But she was just amazing. My interactions with her, she was always positive. She was solutions focused, got to the point, but she was always polite. I wouldn't have minded if she swore at me, though. So to Bill and her family, and to all of you who are feeling this loss, I give you my condolences.
Hi, my name's Lauren Langton, and I just started working with BNI Pinehills, so I wish I had been able to start sooner and have gotten to know Lisa better. But I am just in awe of all of you and all of the amazing stories about Lisa. It takes a really powerful person to affect that many people, and to have all of you come here and share those stories. So my condolences to her family and to all of you.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to see everyone. I'm sorry that I'm here for this reason. But let me tell you my experience with Lisa. Lisa was that person that would call you out of the blue. What's going on? I'm going to be at Rockabilly Brunch. Why don't you come down? So several times my husband and my younger daughter and I would go down there. And I went through my phone, and there was a picture that Carol DiMaggio took. And it just showed Lisa in her funny, quirky self. She always wanted you to feel warm and welcome. And I went through a really rough patch last year, and I was having a terrible situation, and she said, just quit that job of yours. Just quit. You'll be fine. And you know what? She was right. She was right about everything. I have 2 daughters. She was so proud of her stepdaughters. She always told me about her stepdaughters, how wonderful they were, and where they were in life. And I was doing a fundraiser for my daughter's school, and she called me up and she goes, Bill's aunt was the guidance counselor there. Whatever you need, just tell me what you need. Well, all of a sudden, she's like, meet me at exit 5, and she gave me about 10 gift cards for the auction. She collected them from all the restaurants that she went to have her little glass of red wine. Wherever you met Lisa, she'd have that glass of red wine, and she wanted you to enjoy that glass of red wine with her. So as you guys all know, I lost my husband very young, and I do believe what Jean said. God takes the good ones. The rest of us are all We're still here. But up there, there's a big party going on, and I know that Lisa's our angel. She's looking at us, and she's going to protect every one of us like she did every day of our lives. She looked at every one of us and wanted to help every one of us and actually help us get to that next level. And whatever she could do for any one of us, she sure did. Lisa and I had a lot of mutual friends because I also came from the insurance industry. And we were Blue Goosers together. And I know Lisa probably told you a lot about her Blue Goose trips. And it's just a wonderful organization. But Lisa's going to be missed more than anybody can ever imagine. But she's watching over every one of us. So when we have that bad day, realize Lisa's our guardian angel. Say a little prayer to Lisa, and she'll make it all better like she did here on earth.
Good morning, everybody. Andrew Sheehan, BNI Pine Hill Secretary Treasurer. Couple thoughts. I think the first thought is it's so nice to see everybody come back and say, you know what, it's a no-brainer. We're going to join Pine Hills this morning, so we certainly thank you for that. When I think of Lisa, I think of sweaters. She was a sweater girl. Every time I just draw a vision of her, I picture a yellow sweater or a blue sweater. But more importantly, that she was the kind of person where if I was walking in the parking lot or if you're out in the hallway and you said, hey, Lisa, what's up? And she'd come up and she'd start talking to you. You almost just wanted to put your arm around her for whatever reason. I mean, professionally, we don't do that, but she always seemed like that kind of person. We just want to throw your arm around her and say, what's up? What? And she was just so very engaging and not just a 2-second conversation and in and out. She wanted to talk. She wanted to share. And I guess to Bill, and thank you for sharing the Shed stepkids. I didn't know that. Nobody's mentioned that. It's nice to get to know her a little bit better as we've moved through the room here. I've only had the pleasure of knowing her for this year. I knew her in a previous life at Marshfield Country Club. There's a group there that meets, I can't remember what morning. I met her back there 4 or 5 years ago. We used to sub there together, and I just feel blessed that I've had the pleasure of knowing her. God bless, Lisa.
Good morning, Bill Wallace. Like Andrew and I started about the same time, about a year ago. So I've had the pleasure of knowing Lisa for about a year. But like Tiffany said, I just feel kind of ripped off in a way because I didn't have the opportunity to spend any personal time with her. I don't think I ever did a one-on-one with Lisa, but she definitely was a ball of energy. I kind of equate ourselves to each other because we both wear it on our sleeves. So whatever Lisa was feeling, it was right there, and I really appreciate that because that's the type of person I am too. But I met Bill once. Funny, we were both sitting at Sushi Joy by ourselves, waiting for our wives to come, eating sushi. Just shot up conversation with Bill, got to know him, talked about it. He's like, yeah, my wife's going to be here. She's at a charity, or at a event for Matt Muraturi at the Rehabilitation Center. And I'm like, oh, that's funny. My wife's coming here too. So we got together, and that's how I met Bill. You know, great guy. Hopefully we'll get to meet Bill again. But just want to thank everybody for coming. If there's anything anybody else wants to say, I feel like we could pass this microphone around the room again and get the same amount of enthusiasm out of everybody. I think Lisa was a great person, and she's going to be missed, and Godspeed, Bill. Thank you.
I didn't know Lisa very well. I don't know that I can't remember that I ever had a one-to-one with her, but the thing that impressed me was I was at one of the leadership training meetings down in Hyannis, and I was there sitting next to her the time when they rolled out the BNI online, doing the slips online, and of course she was the VP, and I just learned at that time when her first reaction was, oh my gosh, now I have to do what I do now, plus track everything online. And I remember that reaction, and then I got to know a little bit about what a VP does, and I vowed that day I'll never be one. But what impressed me was, though, I did contact her a few times back and forth as I came up with some ideas as to how we could mitigate this for her and so forth. And the bottom line for her was, you know what, it really doesn't matter how long it takes. I just want to get the job done and do it right. And that's what I appreciated about her.
Okay, at this time, we're just going to pass the mic to Mike Lincoln, who's going to give us a positive quote to end this meeting. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Bill. I couldn't think, I narrowed it down to two. I couldn't end with just one. And Bill, I don't need to tell you, but you know what a hole in the universe Lisa is leaving by leaving us and not being here. I want to thank everyone for coming today. And yes, we all were affected by her positive personality, her spirit, and she's going to be deeply missed. The first quote is from Abraham Lincoln. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. And the other one is from the Dalai Lama. Be kind to one another.